It was supposed to be the wedding of the year, a lavish affair dripping with luxury, hosted by a bride whose wealth was matched only by her ego. But when a rich bride humiliates a black caterer in front of a stunned crowd, the fallout spirals into a breathtaking showdown of prejudice, redemption, and raw human grit. What starts as a cruel power play unravels into a tear-jerking twist that no one saw coming. Not the guests, not the groom, and certainly not the bride herself. This is a story of bullying, its brutal consequences, and the unexpected strength that rises from the ashes of humiliation. Hey squad, welcome back to the channel. We're here for stories of grit, guts, and epic comebacks. Smash the subscribe button, hit like, and drop your city in the comments. The sun blazed over the sprawling estate in upstate New York, where 28-year-old heiress Victoria Langston was set to marry her fiancé, tech mogul Ethan Caldwell. The guest list read like a who's who of America's elite: millionaires, influencers, and a sprinkle of Hollywood royalty. Victoria had spared no expense: a custom Vera Wang gown, a string quartet flown in from Vienna, and a menu designed to dazzle. Enter Layla Jackson, a 34-year-old black caterer from Harlem, whose small business, Soulfire Catering, had earned buzz for its bold flavors and impeccable service. Winning the gig for Victoria's wedding was a career-defining moment. Or so Layla thought. From the start, Victoria treated Layla like a speck of dirt on her pristine Louboutins. During the tasting, she'd sneered, "I hope you can handle this. I don't want my guests thinking I cheaped out on some urban experiment." Layla bit her tongue, her hands trembling as she plated the jerk chicken sliders and cornbread souffle that had landed her the job. She'd faced microaggressions before, but Victoria's tone wasn't subtle. It was a sledgehammer of disdain. The wedding day arrived, and Layla's team hustled under a tented kitchen, sweat beading as they prepped for 300 guests. The air buzzed with anticipation, until Victoria stormed in, her designer heels clicking like a countdown to chaos. "What is this?" she barked, eyeing a tray of mini shrimp etouffee tarts. "I said upscale, not some swamp shack slop." Her voice carried, drawing gasps from nearby staff. Layla stepped forward, calm but firm. "Ms. Langston, this is the menu you approved. It's a Creole classic, elegant and rich, just like you wanted." Victoria's eyes narrowed, her lips curling into a venomous smirk. "Oh, I get it. You think you're fancy now, huh? Stick to fried chicken, sweetie. This is my day." The insult landed like a slap, and a hush fell over the tent. Guests craned their necks, phones already out, capturing the moment. Layla's sous chef, Marcus, clenched his fists, but Layla raised a hand to stop him. "We'll adjust," she said, voice steady, though her chest burned with rage. The humiliation didn't end there. Victoria made a show of it, parading past the buffet later, loudly declaring to her bridesmaids, "I should have known better than to trust her kind with something this important." Snickers rippled through the crowd. Ethan, the groom, shifted uncomfortably but said nothing, his silence a betrayal of its own. Layla kept working, her team's pride swallowed with every tray they served. She told herself it was just one day, just one paycheck. But the sting of Victoria's words festered. By the reception, the tension was a live wire. Layla's team had pivoted flawlessly, delivering a spread that earned murmurs of praise despite Victoria's sabotage. But the bride wasn't done. As the toasts began, Victoria grabbed the mic, her champagne flute gleaming under the chandeliers. "I just want to thank everyone who made this day perfect," she purred, then paused for effect. "Well, almost everyone. Let's just say the catering was a learning experience." She laughed, a sharp, cutting sound, and half the room joined her, oblivious to the cruelty. Layla stood at the back, apron stained, hands shaking. She'd spent years building Soulfire from nothing, catering block parties, scraping by, dreaming of moments like this. And now it was crumbling under the weight of one woman's prejudice. A tear slipped down her cheek, but she wiped it away, refusing to break. Not here. Not now. Hey fans! Before we continue, we've noticed most of you love watching our videos, but haven't subscribed. Please subscribe. It takes a sec, it keeps you in the loop, and helps us bring you more epic tales. What Victoria didn't know was that Layla wasn't just a caterer. She was a survivor. Raised by a single mom in a Harlem walk-up, she'd fought tooth and nail for every scrap of success. Bullying wasn't new to her. She'd endured it in school, where kids mocked her thrift store clothes, and later in the culinary world, where gatekeepers dismissed her ethnic recipes. But this was public, personal, and primed to go viral. Clips of Victoria's tirade were already spreading on X, tagged with "Bark Rich Bride Racist" and "Mocker Soulfire Strong." The internet was taking sides, and the tide was turning. Back at the wedding, the mood shifted when Ethan's grandmother, Ruth Caldwell, approached Layla. Ruth, a no-nonsense 82-year-old with a fortune of her own, had been watching silently. "Young lady," she said, her voice gravelly but warm, "that food was the best damn thing here. Don't let that spoiled child ruin your shine." Layla managed to smile, but the damage was done, or so she thought. The next move came from an unexpected corner. Marcus, Layla's sous chef, had slipped away during the chaos, uploading a raw, heartfelt video to Soulfire's socials. "This is who we are," he said, panning across the team, black, brown, and proud, then showing the glowing reviews from guests who'd raved about the food. "We don't bow to bullies, we rise." The post exploded, racking up thousands of shares. By midnight, Soulfire's inbox was flooded with bookings, corporate events, private dinners, even a celebrity chef collab. Victoria, meanwhile, was oblivious, basking in her reception glow. That is, until the cake cutting. Layla hadn't been contracted for dessert, but she'd offered a bonus, a towering praline masterpiece, layered with pecan brittle and bourbon cream. It was a nod to her roots, a quiet flex of her skill. As the guests oohed and ahed, Victoria's smile faltered. She hadn't approved this. She hadn't even seen it coming. When the first slice hit the plates, the room erupted in applause. "Who made this?" someone shouted. "Soulfire," another guest yelled back. Layla's name echoed, drowning out Victoria's moment. The bride's face twisted with fury, but the real blow landed the next morning. Ruth Caldwell, moved by Layla's resilience, called her personally. "I'm hosting a gala next month. 500 guests, big donors. I want you to cater it, and I'm investing in your business. No one's going to silence talent like yours." The deal was worth 6 figures, a lifeline that would catapult Soulfire into the spotlight. Word spread fast. Victoria woke to a PR nightmare. Her rant had hit blogs, X threads, and even local news. Sponsors pulled out of her upcoming luxury lifestyle launch, and Ethan, finally growing a spine, confronted her. "You embarrassed us both," he said, voice low. "I didn't sign up for this." Whispers of a canceled honeymoon swirled, and guests who'd laughed at Layla's expense now backpedaled, posting apologies online. But the wedding's final twist came a week later, at Ruth's insistence. She'd tracked down Layla's mom, Denise, a quiet woman who'd worked double shifts to put Layla through culinary school. Ruth invited Denise to a small gathering at her estate, where Layla's team served a victory meal. As Denise watched her daughter command the room, confident, unbroken, tears streamed down her face. "I always knew you'd make it," she whispered. The guests, including a few humbled wedding attendees, stood to applaud. Even Ethan showed up, sans Victoria, offering a quiet, "I'm sorry." Layla didn't gloat. She didn't need to. Soulfire's bookings tripled, her story trending with hashtags like Caterer comeback and bullying backfires. Victoria's perfect day had imploded, not because of revenge, but because of the consequences she'd never foreseen. Her wealth couldn't shield her from the backlash, and her prejudice had cost her more than a caterer. It cost her respect, alliances, and maybe even her marriage. In the end, the tears at the wedding weren't just Layla's. They were Victoria's, shed in private as her world unraveled, and they were the guests, moved by a comeback no one could have scripted. Layla stood taller, her team behind her, proof that bullies don't win when the bullied refuse to break. It's a lesson etched in every bite of that praline cake. Resilience tastes sweeter than spite ever could.